Well, I had to film out here again because I had to say that the tree is gone. Trixie's out here playing with a golf ball, so if you hear anything weird rolling around, that's what's happening. The tree's gone. My Christmas stuff still may be out, kind of lingering, but the season is over. And now it's time for a recap of 2022 and a look into 2023, which feels wild to say. So 2022 started off with a bang. I started the year off with COVID and luckily haven't had it since, but that was kind of my kickoff to the year. And the good news is it's only gotten better. So I got a lot done this year, it sure feels like. Without having a theme like I had in 2021, things kind of were all over the place. So I did a tally of everything that I made this year, and let me run down that for you. So I made 22 quilts, 3 bags, 2 table runners, 2 pairs of pajama pants, 2 pillowcases, a pin cushion, 2 self-binding blankets, 1 little mini quilt, 3 stockings, 2 bowl cozies, 7 balloon balls, and 2 pillows. And that's just what I've recorded. There's been a couple things that I made for work as well that I didn't record on YouTube, but that's okay. There's some great stuff coming over to Cali Quilt Co. for their stuff. So in the meantime, let's just talk a little bit about 2022. So I did a lot this year. I did a lot of quilts. My blue project was a big project for me. It really kind of was a big heart project for me. It probably meant the most from my standpoint, and gifting those to my friends that have lost their mom this year was a big take on for me, and a big like kind of therapeutic quilting. So that was probably my most memorable moment. My sampler quilt being done is my most it's over moment. Having that done and actually finished, leaving the year without any unfinished projects that I know of. There could be some things in boxes that are a mystery to me, but we'll see where they find out in 2023. So those were 2 big moments for me. Doing my first Quiltmas was exciting, and getting that all done in August. I think I hit 1,000 subscribers, which was super awesome. Thanks to all of you. And then in December, I hit 2,000. So that was kind of my goal by the end of the year. Originally, it was to hit 1,000. I was like, that's gonna happen by December. And then August, you all wowed me, and then I kind of amped it up a little bit. So here we are, 2,000 subscribers and counting. So thank you all for watching and hanging out with me and hanging out with Trixie. So let's take a look back at all the projects that were made this year before we start talking about 2023. So 2023, I think this year is gonna be a fun one. I do have plans for it, kind of in the same vein of 26 and 21. I kind of touched a little bit about it on one of my Quiltmas videos, whether it was the one where I was talking about some favorites or quilts of Christmas past. One of those 2, I kind of talked about what was coming soon. And what's coming soon is 2023, because I think it sounds good, is the year of the 3-yard quilt. So 2023, 3-yard quilts. It was kind of my like, haha, that'd be funny kind of thing, but I'm gonna do it. And the main thing I wanna do with it is stash bust the crud out of my sewing room. So I've already picked up 3 of these books. I have the Fast and Fun 3-yard quilts. I say I have these, my mom bought 2 of these. I have the Make It Christmas, which I kind of touched about. This one isn't necessarily Christmassy, so that one may be happening real soon. And the Magic of 3-yard quilts, I picked this one up at the shop this week. It's the newest one, so I'm excited to look into this more. And I really need to stash bust so much out of my house because I need to get it organized, but also I want to not necessarily purge, well, I guess purge. I want to repurpose some of the fabric that I've had for far too long and turn it into some great objects and great quilts for those who need it more than I do. One of the big things is I've had Buzz Lightyear fabric for eons, probably since I first started quilting and sewing over 12 years ago, because remember, we kind of gauge it off of how old my cousin's oldest daughter is, and I think she's gonna be 14 soon, which is super weird. And so because of that, I've had this fabric and I thought I was gonna make myself this gloriously scrappy Buzz Lightyear quilt, but I feel like how my style has changed over the years. Yes, I still love and appreciate Buzz Lightyear. Toy Story is still one of my favorite things, and I wear a lot of Toy Story and Disney merchandising, if you can't tell. But we're gonna go and turn those quilts into things that others can use much more than I can and send them out into the universe. I'm looking into different ways of donating these quilts. We have a great customer in store. She organizes and does this fantastic Christmas quilts for charity. It's for burn victims and children at Shriners Hospital, and she collects all these quilts throughout the year and then donates them. So in addition to making a quilt, I'm gonna try, if I can, to make a matching pillowcase to go with it, because that's how she wraps them up. Kind of like how with Christmas we wrapped the pajama pants in pillowcases. Same thing. So she wraps the quilts in the pillowcase. So if I can make a matching pillowcase that goes with the quilts already, then win-win. I can get out a little bit more fabric and have a matching set. Also, with getting out more fabric means eventually, not right away, I tell myself, more can come in. So if I can wean some out, then I can reorganize a little bit and go from there. So let me give you a little peek as to what my stash looks like and why it needs to go. So welcome to my scary closet in a closet. This is where I have all my yardages in this white cabinet here. It's super random, mostly novelty prints and not very many blenders. This here has, scraps on scraps on scraps. We've got batting scraps, all sorts of batting scraps. This has all my Kona scraps. Oh, there's so much. But wait, there's more. So we are now out in my garage. I've got my studio lighting here, and down here, I've got this tub of, these are very large cuts. So like this purple one here, there's probably at least 5 yards. So some of these would be great backings. I inherited these from my great aunt when she passed. She had fabric on fabric on fabric. And what we didn't donate to Roxy with the Christmas quilts for charity, I kept a little bit for myself because I knew I would be making some quilts as well. And then down here, these are all king size rolls of batting that she had in her home. I've got lots of batting to get me going, and whatever is too big, I can cut down and then Frankenstein together the next piece. So I'll be able to get lots of quilts out of these battings. So I'm going to go back inside now and we'll talk about some other things besides 3-yard quilt options. So in addition to my 3-yard quilt plan, I obviously am going to do some other projects along the way. I've got 3 or so people that I know right off the bat that are having babies this next year. So I'll have some baby quilts coming and might get around to making some other quilts. Who knows? But one thing I am doing that I already know about is Art East Quilt Company is doing a mini block sampler quilt. So every Monday, I believe, they are sending out the new pattern once you sign up for it. So you're gonna have 48 blocks all together. And I think this is gonna be a great use for more of my grunge stash. So We had our B block sampler this year. Next year, I'm gonna have my mini quilt sampler. They're like 6-inch blocks, so at least I'll have there'll be more of a grid. So we'll have more Kona white going out and more grunge scraps going out. So eventually I'll feel good about buying more grunge again. And other than that, it's gonna be a fun year. So I'm sure more projects will pop up on the way. I've already got exciting plans for Quiltmas 2023. So it's gonna be different from this year, but still a whole lot of fun. And maybe if I start planning it now, I won't be making Christmas presents at 1 a.m. like I did this last year for Marty. So stay tuned, Happy New Year. And here's to a fun and productive and stash busting 2023.